Learning Nursery.
A says, I says A, apple, apple, A says A, B says B, ball, ball, B says C says K, cat, cat, C says K, D says D, dog, dog, D says E says D, elephant, elephant, B says A says N, fish, fish, F says G says G, go, go, G says tree, H says N, hat, hat, H says I says E, ice cream, I says N, J says D, jellyfish, jellyfish, J says K says K, kite, kite, K says K, L says L, lion, lion, L says N says L, monkey, monkey, M says L, N says N, nest, nest, N says O says L, orange, orange, O says L, P says P, parrot, parrot, P says Q says Q, queen, queen, Q says cat, R says free, rabbit, rabbit, R says sad, S says sun, sun, S says T says T, tiger, tiger, T says U says an umbrella, umbrella, U says B says T, violin, violin, B says U says well, yeah, B says play, X says K, xylophone, phonophone, X says Y says J, ya, Y says J, Z says zebra, zebra, Z says
A is for apple, a yummy fruit we eat. B is for books, reading helps us think. C is for colors, painting bright and neat. D is for dancing, moving to the beat.
E is for elephants, big and strong. F is for fun, playing all day long. G is for games, we love to play. H is for homework, to learn every day.
I is for ice cream,
Sweet and cold,
J is for jumping,
feel so bold.
K is for kites,
Flying high in the sky,
L is for learning, reaching for the sky. M is for music,
singing along.
N is for numbers,
Count them all day long.
O is for ocean,
Waves crash on the shore. P is for puzzles, we solve and explore. Q is for questions, ask to know more. R is for reading, stories galore. S is for sun, shining so bright. T is for toys, fun, day and night. U is for understanding what we learn. V is for victory, every time we turn. W is for wonders, things we explore. X is for xylophone, music we adore.
Y is for you, you're special too. Z is for zippers, on jackets so new. For apple, a apple, B for ball, ball, C for cat, a cat, D for dog, dog, E for elephant, elephant, F for fish, G for goat, goat, H for hat, hat, I for ice cream, ice cream, J for jug, jug, K for kite, kite, L for lion, lion, M for monkey, monkey, N for nest, and a nest, O for orange, orange, P for parrot, parrot, Q for queen, queen, R for rabbit, for sun, T for tiger, T for tiger, Iger. U for umbrella, A for umbrella. V for van, V for van. G for watch, G for watch. X for xylophone, X for xylophone. Y for yak, E like so for zebra, zebra.
Like, share, subscribe.